RealTuners Radio.
So, do you want to learn how to tune electronic fuel injection live in person with the guys from RealTuners? We have 2-day courses in dyno shops all across the country. Register for these at RealTuners.com. Click on RealTuners Live Classes. For more info or to make a reservation, go to RealTuners.com or message us at RealTuners LLC on Facebook. Learn how to tune your own standalone EFI systems like Holley, FuelTech, Fast, and others on the chassis dyno. And now we've announced new GM, Gen 3, and Gen 4 2-day classes taught by James Short of Shore Tuning. Our classes cover such topics as traction control, cylinder tuning on a budget, safe tuning for maximum power, and power adder tuning. Upcoming classes with available seats are as follows. General Motors Gen 3 and Gen 4 factory ECU tuning with HP tuners at Trick Pro Motorsports in Palm Bay, Florida on December 1st and 2nd. A Little Birdie says we're going to announce a Chicago area class in mid-September, and our new advanced standalone tuning for drag racers will debut at Kevin Smith's shop, KSR Performance, in Gainesville, Florida on November 17th and 18th. This is a brand new class, and Kevin's shop is the place to catch it first. Stay tuned for more fall and winter dates. Sign up for updates at RealTuners.com. These classes are designed to help you get your project running successfully and a course taught by people who actually do this stuff for a living.
What's up, everybody, and welcome to RealTuners Radio, episode 59. Tonight we have a very special guest, Mr. Logan Tarrant. He is a custodial engineer with Brian Tooley Racing, here to tell us all about how he keeps that place spick and span. We also have our usual panel of hosts, John Bewley from Little John's Motorsports Solutions, Mark Dahlquist from Throttles Performance, Scott Evans of Helix Tuning, James Short from Shore Tuning, Tom Sewell of Fuel Injector Development, Chad Reynolds from Bangshift.com, the world's fastest blind man, Dan Parker, and this guy, President and CEO of Clapped Out and Bull City Speed, Rye Klemp. And last but certainly not least, Mr. Scott Clark of RealTuners.
And how's everybody doing tonight? What's going on? I'll unmute these guys. I see they're mid-conversation. I'm not interrupting you guys, am I?
No, and I'd also like to welcome Bill Fowler of Bear Brakes.
Good timing.
Good save.
Good save.
Thank you.
Who else did you miss?
Yeah.
I'm trying to put my 3-year-old to bed, and I usually do it on my computer, so I had to do it on my phone without reading off my phone. So I was trying to do it all off of memory, and all I could focus on was making Logan feel like good dog shit. So,
Thanks for that.
Yeah.
And welcome to the podcast.
Yeah.
By the way, RealTuners LLC does not endorse cussing, swearing, or the consumption of alcohol while driving a podcast.
Anything you say can be used against you over lunch. Oh, what are we drinking tonight?
We will point our fingers and mock you.
I am going extra cheap and drinking Natty Light.
Wow.
That's a drink of choice.
Yeah.
I got to
Ready, Patty.
I got to run upstairs next time I get 2 minutes to get away and go get something to drink. Drinking whatever's in the fridge.
Maker's Mark 46 and Coke.
Doing a taste comparison
String cheese.
between a Rittenhouse and a single batch and a Basil Hayden dark red rye.
What?
Wow.
You're so damn fancy.
He's classy as all gets out, dude. I'm
Seriously,
telling you
like,
You
what
never
are you
get to go
doing
hang out with
here?
Bill.
Why are you with us?
It's a social experiment for Bill, probably.
Bill, if you ever get up this way, I just got a bottle of Weller Antique 107. We could crack the seal on that one and enjoy a little bit of it.
Oh, all right. I'm booking tickets.
Wow. I got
some Tito's by the handle for you.
I've got a bottle of Special Reserve too.
Next time the Bear Breaks Roadshow is out at Bowling Green, man, that's what you need to do. But you need to fly in there and go hang out with Bewley for a day.
That's called LS Fest because I'm going to be there.
Cool.
Oh boy.
Hey, there you go.
Hey. Hey. I'm gonna have to get a bigger cooler.
All right. I'm getting up to speed. I've recently learned how to spell LS, so I am there.
There you go.
The big block Ford trolling will start Thursday evening and end Sunday afternoon. Just so you know.
No doubt.
Big dumb Ford motor.
So, Logan, happy to have you on here. What the hell do you do anyway?
Yeah, what are you doing
has
around
no
here?
idea who you are.
Who let you in here?
But actually, I was reached out to by Rye. He said, "Logan, I need flair. I need pizzazz.
Thank you for blaming him.
I'm dying out there. Can you please help me?" I said, "Yeah, man, I'll be there, buddy, because that's what good friends do."
I appreciate it.
But,
Rod said our
yeah, man,
Rod
whatever
said
it
our
takes to
podcast
make
was
you look
dying.
good.
Oh my God.
That's
No,
what he said. I'm just his words, not mine. His words.
no, I said we tried to reach like 15, 16 other people, and they were all busy. So
You know,
Yes,
I
I-
already had to bail Bull City Speed out with a little clapped out intervention. And if I have to come out here and help Rye out, it is what it is, man.
so if you guys don't know who the most,
Great.
It's a lot more than a
Everyone
little
else is
help.
great.
A lot of help.
That's understatement. Yeah.
so if you guys don't know who the most annoying voice right now is on the show, this is Logan Tarrant. He works. He's the night keeper. He cleans up over at Brian Tooley Racing, and he also started a social media enterprise that we're kind of collaborating on called Clapped Out.
Kind of collaborating. You sound
Yeah.
like when you go on a date with a girl and she doesn't want to admit that they went on a date.
Yeah, well, we're trying to figure out where we stand. This is all very new.
God.
He's got you in.
Yes,
He's
yes,
got you
yes.
in the friend zone, and he doesn't know if he wants the relationship to
That's why.
progress anymore.
Yeah, that's why I haven't left my toothbrush at your house yet.
No drawer needed yet. He doesn't need a drawer to leave socks and underwear over.
Yeah. I appreciate you cleaning out the space.
Oh my God.
Even if you don't wear them.
Yeah.
So it's all about who
I've
gave
never
what
seen
to
him
whom
wear-
when on the first date. Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
I mean, he held the door for me, but
The
Here's
toaster's
the thing,
off
I don't
limits.
I don't know my limits. I don't know what I should and shouldn't say. So I'm just going to keep my opinion about Rye's personal hygiene to myself. But I tell you what, we can leave the drawer conversation there.
Well, I mean, I know you normally do, but don't take it laying down. I mean, at least stand up for yourself a little bit.
Ooh.
His clapped out.
man, you gotta put the toasters out.
I hope everybody has a great night, and thank you for having me.
okay, since we can't do a full hour of inside jokes, well, we could, but I don't think it would be as funny to everybody else. Logan, tell us your background and how you got to the position, how you slimed your way to where you are right now.
And honestly, that's not that far from the truth. I grew up in the Chicago suburbs, and I was born in 1989. You want me to start all the way back, or where do you want me to start?
Sure. Worst
No,
day on
That's
the
too long
planet.
a story. No, I got the first experience in the industry I had was working for a pure dropship retail outfit. Automotive, obviously focused, but I went into the service industry shortly after and took a position with a company called Dynasty in Louisville, Kentucky, and I moved up from Bowling Green, where I was working remotely for a Chicago-based company called TH Motorsports. And then after a while in the service industry, I had met Brian and obviously Brian's son Michael, and we became good friends. And in all honesty, I met Brian through Clapped Out, which is something that obviously Ryan and I collaborate on now. And I interviewed Brian for Clapped Out, and it's kind of like a satirical, like fun-loving interview, just joking around with him. And then 6-8 months later, Brian had called me and reached out, and they were still in their old building, and he had asked me if I had any interest in moving back into the retail side of things. And at that time I didn't. I really enjoyed service, and lo and behold, after another year and a half of doing pure service side, I missed marketing, I missed advertising, I missed kind of that entire section of the industry. And I just kind of got burned out on service. I'm sure there's other people in here that have worked in service shops and performance shops, and it's I think John said it best earlier this week. No good deed goes undone, and it was like we lived and died by that credo, And it just got to be I don't know, it got to be not fun anymore for me. So when I left Dynasty on very good terms, we're still really, really good friends. I left Dynasty, and about a week after that, I called Brian. I said, "Hey, what are you doing? Have you been?" He's like, "You want to come get lunch and see if you're interested?" I said, "Sure." We went and got lunch in Bardstown and had a meal. And he's like, "Look, I'd love to have you on the team." And man, that day we shook hands, and I joined BTR, and it was kind of all history from there. And I credit a lot of that to Brian's just relationship with everybody in the industry. Man, he's real straightforward, and he's and I'm not just saying this because I work for him. He's just an honest, good guy. So it was a comfortable position to fall into. It wasn't like I was sitting down with the CEO, this mega intimidating guy. It was just kind of a very straightforward, easy process and easy transition to make.
And for those of our listeners who aren't completely familiar with BTR or Brian, can you fill in a couple of blanks there, just high level?
Yeah,
about
absolutely.
the business.
Yeah, so BTR is obviously geared towards the late model GM performance community. So Brian founded the business on Valvetrain components and camshafts, and that's where the foundation of the company began, was with him designing, speccing, and creating camshaft grinds for different specific LS applications. And from there, I mean, the big takeoff point was valve springs. I mean, the valve springs those are the wings for the company for the first, year and a half, 2 years of business. It was the camshafts and Valvetrain packages were just flying off the shelves, but there was so much more to offer the community. So starts adding more and more parts to the shelves. He starts extending invitations to other vendors and a lot of different companies that we work with. He starts just building more of a relationship with everybody, and just kind of offering somebody a one-stop shop for late model GM performance. And that was in terms of like e-commerce and stuff, it's really hard to walk the line of being an extremely positive influence on the performance community and not just being like, your generic shove it down your throat e-commerce superstore. Because I mean, we're all familiar with those style of places. And to this day, we try to walk a fine line there. We don't just stock everything. We like to vet certain components and make sure the stuff that we sell is something we put on our own car. But that was the real takeoff point. There is BTR and late model GM performance with their Valvetrain and camshaft packages. I mean, that's really what we're known for worldwide.
So how did I think a lot of people are familiar with it, but maybe we got some listeners that aren't. And I know we talked about probably having him on as a guest, but without giving too much information away, like, what is Brian's background here?
Man, so Brian's background is small block Ford. And John is a much better historian of Brian's life in the performance community than I.
I mean, the small block Ford really is a Gen 1 LS, right?
Yeah, if you want to call it that.
There you go. But I mean, and that's the thing. That was what's bizarre to me. I couldn't sit down and tell you the different races Brian was a part of, and obviously TEA, founding TEA, and there's a lot of history there that I wasn't around for. So even growing into the role I'm in now in marketing and advertising, you learn more and more and more about the way he thinks, the way he attacks problems, and you can tell that he draws on past experience in the community to just solve problems, everything from logistics to new product development.
Is that a mic drop?
Literally.
Sounds like it.
Yeah, I think that was. I'm guessing that might be Dan. Just going out on a hunch there. Usually the audio.
I'll blame Dan, but it might have been me.
If you guys are playing along at home, that was an audio glitch, so it's time for you to drink.
It's not me. I had mine muted this time. You're not getting me putting time out again.
There he is. What's going on, Dan?
Who was that?
That was
Tom.
Dan. Oh, I thought it was Dan.
Who's on third?
I'm on third.
Okay.
Logan's still on first.
So we got.
I didn't even make it to first. I struck out, brother.
So tell us about clapped out and how
I mean,
all
you
of
got to
that
make this
started.
interesting, Rye. Come on, man. Feed me some.
I'm trying.
Give me the hard hitting questions. You're just. What was your favorite book in kindergarten? I really like the one.
Where did it all? So, at what point in your life did it all go wrong, and you said to yourself, "I'm going to start clapped out"?
Well, I picked up the phone and I watched this. Man, I think it was Bull City Speed. I watched an episode of Bull City Speed, and I said to myself, if this idiot could do this, man, I'm perfect. Now, honestly, clapped out was born from boredom. When I was working for TH Motorsports, and I don't mean anything negative towards those. The owner, Eddie, is a great guy, and I still am close friends with them. But I was working out of my spare bed. I was working in a suburb of Chicago called Morton Grove, and I was commuting 2 hours a day to and from. I really missed Kentucky. I hated living back in the Chicagoland area. So I moved back to Bowling Green, Kentucky, where I went to college and graduated, and all my friends were down there. And so I got a house down in Bowling Green, and they allowed me to work remotely. And I just got bored, man. I was sitting in my spare bedroom in my underwear selling people parts over the phone. And it just got boring. So I started going back to races. I
was thinking the same thing, Scott.
Right.
But it was literally just born from boredom, is all that was.
Sounds like not much has changed. You're still sitting in your underwear now, just making videos.
I'm in
That's great.
basketball shorts right now.
What are you building right now? So tell everybody about our trolling that we're doing, our troll plan here for last week's
there's not
guest.
really there wasn't really a plan in place other than because it's hard to troll somebody that literally gets trolled all the time. Like there's so many people that have crosshairs on Garrett and talk down about his operation. I mean, and there's just as many fans as there are naysayers. But I picked up this Miata in a trade deal with my buddy Alex, and it's just a full cage car. So it's a Miata with no body. It's basically Leroy, but in Miata form. And I picked it up for a good deal with Alex, and I was like, man, I should swap it, but I don't want to mess with it. Then I ended up picking up an engine. Then I ended up picking up a transmission. And it was, I think, Rye, I don't know, maybe it was like a day where I called you and I said, I got this Miata. And then the next day I texted you and said, we're going to LS swap. And so this whole idea formed in like the matter of like 6 hours because I'm ADD. And we just started getting parts together to try to thrash in, I think we have 2 weeks total. And right now we have, a week left, but 2 weeks total to take a Miata and turn it into this, LS powered go-kart, really.
Yeah, the Mr. Fister is what we called it.
Lovely.
Mr. Fister.
The Fister
Mr.
Porns.
Richard
Yeah, the Fister Porns Miata cart.
Man, but yeah, it's not that. It should be a blast, man. I know I had old John Bewley spec me old bump stick for it, so that should do well.
Yeah, I hear he's pretty decent.
So fill us in on the rest of this. Does this mean this is going to be Miata sans whatever body panels you can remove from a Miata?
It's already a Miata sans everything.
Yeah.
It literally looks like Leroy, but a Miata.
Yeah, there's a pan and a windshield, and then an exoskeleton. That's all that's left.
Yeah.
And then
that's the wheelbase.
I mean, I was all excited. We were going to motor plate it. Like, we're just going to motor plate it. Just real simple, straightforward. Cliff from BTR is going to help me this weekend. But I got, and I have to admit that I was totally ignorant to this, but I posted a picture of the engine on Facebook, and Emil Tab from the winning formula in Louisville was like, I can't wait to see the video where you have to cut the trans tunnel out, this and this and this. And I'm like, yeah, it's no big deal. And then I just, obviously, curiosity, I go on the forums and like, you have to hack these tunnels all the way apart to fit these transmissions. So it'll be fun. I mean, we'll see what happens.
Wheelbase bill is about 90 inches.
91.
No, John. Yeah, it's something small, like
88.2.
90.9 according to the internet.
Yeah, who's counting?
And the car weighs 1,800 pounds, 1,850 with a 175-pound rider. So 1,950 with me in it.
You weigh way more than 175 pounds.
Well, I said if you would have listened instead of just waited to talk. I said 1,850 with a 175-pound rider. I said 1,950 with me in it.
I just want to make sure everybody knew you were more than that.
Yeah, well, someone's got to be the butch in the relationship, buddy.
Jeez.
Okay, now moving on. So
Good having
tell us a
you.
little bit about the rest of the combination. Is it true that you're going to use a wheelbarrow to make the new tunnel?
Well, yes, absolutely. Stanley came through and they sponsored me a wheelbarrow. Oak handles. No, I don't know what we're going to do. I just started like, I was just like spitballing ideas, and then I got a PM from somebody, and the only reason I thought wheelbarrow is, and I feel like a jerk because I forget his name, but he PM'd me and he's like, hey, my buddy's got a 3000 GT with an LS swap, and he sent me a picture of it, and the trans tunnel looks really good. He goes, yeah, he cut a wheelbarrow in half and used that for the trans tunnel. And I was like, man, all right, like the ingenuity, man, all right.
I'll draft up our proposal to Tractor Supply tonight.
Yeah, let's see what they can do for us, man. Target USA can come through and get us one.
Need to cut one of the handles off and make that the shifter handle.
Oh,
yeah,
so
like
good.
rat rod me out of life.
That'd be hilarious.
So tell us about the
I
other
don't know.
Mazda that you're not going to finish in time.
Man,
Or is that going to get
crashing
done?
on both of those. I'm hoping. I'm really hopeful, man. The RX-7, it's a FD RX-7. It's a 93. John spec'd the cam out in that too. The last time we went to the track, and successfully, it was a blower combination. Just a stock LS3, P56 Magnum, still IRS. And I was able to cut a faster 60-foot than Rye has ever cut in his life. I went 953 at 100. What I got? 150? No, 142. Yeah, 953 at 142 with a 129 short time. And that was with just a Novi 1500, 9 pounds of boost, 720, 730 horsepower. And then I kept breaking belts. It was just one thing after the other. I couldn't keep a belt on the combo. And I drove down to Bowling Green after I thought I fixed these issues. And I literally, before I took it off the trailer, I said, if this belt breaks or the belt slips, I'm pulling the blower off in the parking lot, and I don't want to deal with it anymore. Sure enough, first pass, it's cooking. I click third, and as soon as I hit third, I can just feel the car nose over, and I'm like, man. So I pull around to the pits, and I hear like, I hear something whacking the hood. I'm like, all right, the belt's for sure broken. I pull the hood off, and sure enough, there's like one rib left of the belt. It's shredded. So I went home and I took the blower off, and I called John and I said, what turbo do I need to put on this? I need it to be a T4, and we did a PT88. Fat House Fabrications built the turbo kit. It's got a Holly Dominator on it.
Sweet. I think I
and
saw
we
that
just
car in
redid all that.
progress. Yeah.
Yeah. Fat House
Jeremy
did
Howe,
a
man, those
great
guys
job
build.
of making history.
Yeah, they build top end
Man.
stuff.
I told him when I dropped it off, I said, yeah, let's do some titanium. And because I mean, he's a really, really excellent fabricator, and I get so much flack for having all these titanium pie cuts, right? But my whole family is fine artists. My dad was a sculptor. My mom was in advertising. Everybody is amazing. So I appreciate art as much as I appreciate automotive. So somebody like Jeremy has the skill set he does, and he can throw down welds like he can. It's a shame to not exhibit those skill sets in the form of literally automotive sculpture. So when I dropped the car off, he's like, yeah, we could do some titanium here and there. Cool. And then the next thing I get is this giant elephant trunk picture with like 70 pie cuts and all this titanium. And I'm like, okay, I guess that's that. Like he went off. I mean, he really
He
did
is
go
so
off
chilled
on that whole
out.
project.
He knocks that stuff out like it's nothing. It's so fun to watch him
Oh,
work.
it's nuts, yeah.
I did a class there and got to hang
Yeah,
out with him for a few days. It was so cool.
Do you want
Yeah,
some
he's great.
pie?
Yeah, seriously. And then the revamp, so he did that cold side pipe and all titanium that leads to the throttle body. It's a giant piece. And then I dropped it off for the turbo kit because I had them do the hot side for the turbo kit and the cold side again. And he's like, you want to do a titanium piece for the filter pipe? I said, sure. So I'm like in my head thinking like a simpleton, like 2 or 3 pie cuts and a filter. And the next thing I get is a picture of this giant 180 degree, I think like 20 pie cut bend for this filter. And I'm like, man, he just snapped. He wanted to go off again. So I can't hate on the man. His skill set is awesome. And I'm happy to have that stuff on my car.
What's the explain that little head on the oil dipstick again?
Yeah, I get that question a ton. So that it's a bobblehead of Aaron Rodgers, the Green Bay Packer, and my mom passed away in 2013, and when she passed away, we were cleaning her house out, and so she is a giant Packers fan. I'm a giant Packers fan, and one of the only things I wanted to keep, not one of the only, but something that was important to me was this Aaron Rodgers bobblehead that she had. And when I moved back to Chicago, it broke, and the only thing that was left was the head. And I was like, man, I got to keep that forever. So I just resined it into the dipstick. And every single car, I will not sell a car with a dipstick. I always take it out of the car, put a stock dipstick in, and roll on. But that's honestly an Aaron Rodgers bobblehead that I've just had for 5-6 years.
Wait, how many cars has that thing been in?
Man, I can't. 15.
Wait. Okay, so how many? Just out of curiosity, how many cars have you owned this year? Can you even think?
Oh God,
this past week was like 5.
Right, exactly. Thank you, Tom. That's why I'm asking.
I think we're going to talk to Tooley about your pay, because it sounds like you're being paid too much if you're getting that many cars.
To be fair, one of them is a Miata that I have $1,300 in. So I mean, you can't really, that doesn't count. And a Grand Prix, the Grand Prix wasn't that bad either, but probably, I think probably, well, I have the Festiva too now, and I have a Ford Escape. I don't know. There's just a bunch of random stuff, but this past year, probably no more than 6 or 7 cars.
The Duramax.
Yeah, that's true. And I had the Sierra, the gas truck before that.
So who would win in a race, your Duramax or Beely's Cummins?
My Duramax 10 out of 10 times.
Oh, like hell.
That's what I thought.
Oh.
Line them up, brother. Line them up.
As long as it's not on, as long as it's not on Philly at your lane, like the last time this went down, everything's cool.
Me and you never raced. Oh, when I beat you in the Miata.
No, I was talking about Kyle.
Yeah, that's fair. Oh my God, that was funny. Oh yeah, John had
inform the audience. Yes.
Yeah, so John had his last Cummins, his automatic. What is 48 RE? Is that the Transinose?
Yeah, it's a 48.
Well, Kyle had banger Cummins, and right before we turned on the Philly Attribute, I'm like, dude, stop beating on this thing. Just drive it like a normal vehicle. Kyle Stratton, sales and tech at BTR. He turns out, and obviously John's office is on the same road, and they both hammer it. And he goes to power shift 5th or something.
5th to 6th, power shifts it, breaks the input
even
shaft.
The power shift just snaps him straight off for stranded, and then Bewley had to tow him all the way back to the parking lot.
Because I had to call over there for something, and I talked to Kyle, and we were kind of going back and forth, and I told him I was going to drag his ass on lunch, and I did. I literally had to drag him back to the office. I had to drag you back to the office.
Yeah, that was the highlight of that whole week. Not for Kyle. For Kyle, it was terrible. I'm sure he was really upset. But for us, it was hilarious. I mean, we got a lot of good laughs out of that whole situation.
Did you put the tow mirrors out for that?
Do what?
What's up?
Tow mirrors out for that?
No, I didn't have to have the tow mirrors out for that one.
No,
but I had them out anyway.
They never went in. They were always out.
They stay in. What the hell, bro?
Look, don't get mad. I'm just calling you out for who you are, bro. You're tow mirror guy. It's who you are.
Hey, John, can I have your saline?
Don't even go there.
I
I thought you learned that good God.
Man.
He got hot in the Facebook private chat the other day over that.
Rye's been nonstop with this. He's been consistent.
The car is
we
sweet.
we go from like once a week to like 5, 6, 7, 8 times in 10 days.
Saline is what you put in your eyes, and a saline is what you drive down to.
Get him, Bill. Get him, Bill.
Oh my God.
Oh, the local burger and fry place.
Yeah.
John, can
Wait,
I have your Mustang?
Is your saline for sale?
No, it is not for sale. It will never be for sale. You will bury my fat ass in that car.
To be fair, I think you should probably just sell it to Rye. I feel like that's the right thing to do.
Whose side are you on right now?
It's like a pinball situation. I don't really know. I'm just kind of floating.
Tim Paxton, what's up, man? Good to see you on. Another local guy here to us.
So
We got
when was
about-
the showdown with Cletus? Anyway,
Oh man, he doesn't. I'll be honest. He doesn't want any. I think he's scared.
He's not on here to
is
defend himself.
that a call out? Is
That's-
what I just
I
heard?
told.
That's
I'll
most
say,
definitely
I'll
a-
say it loud and proud. I'll say head up with Cletus. He can come get it. Not with the RX-7 because that would be. He already embarrassed me once.
Yeah,
With the
you already saw
Miata-
how that worked out in Charlotte.
Yeah, that was a hey, you know what's funny is I was still proud of that. You know what I mean? I got a little 1320 coverage. I tore my car apart so he could keep racing.
So did you ever think you're going to top
Fun
that
trip.
highlight in your YouTube career?
Look, that's why I linked up with you. You're the one with all the viewers. I figured maybe you could help.
Yeah, I know, right?
Oh, what, all 428 of them?
I was going to say it was like
Easy.
364.
429, John. 429.
111 of them are his mom.
She
Hey.
One for
she-
every guy she hangs out
I
with.
just heard the longest sip of Natty Light in my life out of her eye.
She keeps forgetting her email password. She has to sign up for new accounts. Okay, so take
Yeah,
it easy.
yeah. I'd say the same thing.
Now, has there been any sort of a talk of a showdown at LS Fest between the faster Mr. Fister and Faster Proms, whatever, Leroy?
No. I mean, honestly, we haven't talked at all about it. We try. I joke with him and I troll online, just kidding around. But I think we all know the real showdown is going to be old Cletus and Jared, man. I think that'll be the. this. LS Fest is a great event, but I think that Jared and Garrett are two of the hardest working guys in the game, and I'm really excited to see them. Not even just go head to head, but just see them down track. I think that'll be awesome.
Jared is going to have a lot of new changes done to that car next week at LS Fest.
Yeah, and honestly, John probably knows too. I mean, there'll be a lot of little things, a lot of small changes before.
Pretty good chance we'll see 190 mile an hour.
Oh, if not, I'm gonna shoot myself.
Exactly.
Man, John, where are we, John, in talking publicly about what's happening, or where do you think we are?
That's up to Jared. I don't really know. I'm not going to go out on the limb.
We're here to talk about the Miata.
I could be the bad guy. I mean, I could be on the limb. I feel like I probably should be on the limb. That's where I'm most comfortable.
Well, I mean,
but I'll leave it like this. I'll leave it very simple.
Improvements have been made. That's all I gotta say.
No. Actually, honestly, Jared has handicapped himself in an effort to level the playing field for Garrett.
Ooh.
I know that sounds backward, but Garrett had to make a change recently. He went to a 6-bolt block, a little bit heavier. So Jared has been eating hoagie after hoagie after hoagie to try to pack the weight on for LS. Wants to make sure that he wants to make sure he's been stress eating, and he wants to make sure that everything.
Hold up. Jared Kokenauer said there are no secrets in ass whoopings.
Oh,
Jared. So is that him saying he's going to whoop my ass?
He can't be on Facebook and turn us down for getting on here tonight.
I know he is
in here, Jared.
Yeah, I think now's the time, Jared. I think your presence is requested. So
Jared,
pick up the phone on this one.
Jared Kokenauer, come to my office, please.
No, but
well, I mean, the one thing about the adjustments that are made for LS Fest is I got to go ahead. I posted the new camshaft that we're going to try.
That should be a cooker, man. I think that's going to be a difference maker.
Yeah.
You mean
was that the giant lobe one you posted?
Oh yeah,
flank rate and 200,000 numbers and all that good stuff.
Oh, there wasn't nothing on there.
Jared, his whole combination is going to be. Obviously, everyone knows Jared used to be underneath the BTR roof, and he was when he left. Obviously, his presence was very, very much missed. But it's awesome that we are still as close as we are. I mean, he's still like family to us. And at LS Fest, we will be supporting him to the fullest. So I'm excited to see. I'm really excited to see what that car is capable of. Because I mean, there's no. I mean, even when he went out to the last time he went and tried to go after that record, he did it with one shock. Like, it was. Like, he's like, yeah, man, I was pulling the chute, the car's pulling hard, right? And then he posts a picture, and he's got one of his ass closes like in 12 pieces. I'm like, might have something to do with it, buddy. Like, I know he knows that, but man, I think with a good set of suspension on that car, and with a little bit more stability down track, and even to the 330, I think once he gets his 8th mile down, it'll be really interesting to see what that car does out the back door.
Jared, without a doubt, is doing the definition of send it right now.
Man.
Well, I mean, look at the mile an hour that car went already. Look at the mile an hour that thing went. I think it's pretty much they just got to get some of their front splits together, and that car is
he's making all kinds
60s
of
car,
just different stuff.
Yeah, that thing's making.
And the other thing is,
he's making a little bit of sauce.
Yeah, I think James is getting that thing. They're all getting that thing figured out. Yeah.
Jared said, hush, hush, hush. Garrett's watching. Hush.
Yeah.
Garrett mentions in here watching. What's up,
I gotta like pull for the other side here a little bit, and I like both these guys, but we've been talking offline. We're doing, so we've got a date for sure. We're gonna do our first advanced standalone tuning class specifically for drag racers, and it's gonna be at Kevin Smith's shop. And I'll just say I cleared the date with Garrett so far. And we may be working on his car. We're talking about it right now, but we're maybe adding some stuff because his combo would blow your mind and how simple it is from a technical perspective and what he's got going on. There's a lot of things he's leaving on the table that. So we talked about working on that at maybe part of this advanced class. I don't know. You'll find out. But anyway, that's going to be, when is that? November 17th weekend, whatever, 17th, 16th, 17th, or 17th and 18th. Whatever weekend it is, 17th and 18th in Gainesville. But anyway, that's going to be my first advanced class, and we're going to hopefully do it on his car.
Yeah, you're talking about a guy like when he had brought that car out. I think it was twin turbo at that point, and I was still working with Dynasty, and we were at Beach Bend, and he had Hobbs switches still hooked up for his fuel pumps. And I don't remember who it was that made the comment when he was on the show last week, but watching him progress as the car has progressed. It's literally like watching, somebody draw a picture. Like it's really interesting to see him take these things in stride and grow with the car, grow into the car. And I don't think anyone can hate on the progress he's made.
Yeah,
man. And that's the thing. You got to think people are, and I'll take up for him right now and say there's people that troll him. He gets everything for free. Blah 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 blah. That's fine. The man doesn't get everything for free. Number one, and number two. Put yourself on the road as much as he's on the road.
Right.
You know what I mean? Put yourself away from home as much as he's away from home. If I'm away from my cats for like 4 days, I get crazy.
Oh, John. John. No. What was the bet? How long was it?
38 minutes in. Okay.
Damn, he went there.
Perfect.
Perfect. Oh, I had 40 minutes in the pool. Damn it.
You have
no.
Who had 30? Who had 35 to 40
seconds?
No.
I got 37.
John said 15.
He talked about his cats earlier, but he didn't talk about him peeing on something. What was that? Was
no,
or was that a
that was
different
in the
bet?
chat.
No, John talked about my cats peeing in the toaster. Yeah,
okay.
That was pre-show.
Pre-show.
But
so
no,
for you guys that are listening at home,
back
that
to
are really confused.
Man,
we had a pool going on to see how long it would take Logan to talk about his cats.
Didn't they come up earlier?
What was the official time? Was it 37 or 38? How long?
38.
38 minutes.
Yeah, 38 into the
Sorry, John.
We'll have to go back after we get offline.
Oh, right.
I mean, who won. Ruling in about an hour.
Yeah. Don't apologize to me, man, because I had you like sub 15.
Really?
So, yeah.
So I'm actually exceeding your expectations.
You're exceeding expectations tonight for me, anyway.
It's all about personal growth, man.
I don't know who had you at 38 or 40 or whatever, but yeah, I had you at like sub 15 minutes.
Sorry, Logan. Please continue stroking Garrett's ego.
Man, I kind of want to pull a screenshot out of my phone and post it on my Facebook real quick of Rye. I don't. It's not even worth it. But point being, and I'm not stroking anybody here, but point being, in his defense, I mean, even you're going to be on drag week, Rye. I mean, you know how miserable it is to be away for, I don't know, 2 days, 3 days, 4 days, 5. He's away for an entire season on the road nonstop. I can't fathom doing that.
Yeah, dude, he's a hardworking MFer. I'm gonna edit that. He's a hardworking dude for sure. And yeah, free parts aside, everybody's, like I said on the last show, was he's kind of living the dream of a lot of people. So, and he figured out a way to capitalize on it and do it, and good on him. There's no hate.
Man, I don't think I'll go as far to say I don't think he figured out a way to I know he's capitalizing on it now. I don't doubt that, but I think a lot of that stems from just caring more about the craft and doing the stuff than really caring about the return on his investment of being out there. And I think that the footwork he did and working with 1320, and honestly, like his presence with people, you see a lot of, especially in the era we're in, with how much it's commercialized and how much media is involved with automotive now. You got your Richard Rawlings of the world, and you take a step back, and the people that are really grassroots enthusiasts, I think, go farther in general when they begin to realize that they have something special.
Concur wholeheartedly. Everybody drink. Moment of silence there.
Yeah, that's a good one. I'm just reflecting on the fact that I remember Kyle when he was showing up to the first drag weeks and stuff, and it's like, oh, look, there's a high school kid with a camera. It's cute. So, everybody evolves and builds and builds on this stuff. And it's to the people doing the hard work and putting the effort out, like you're describing. And don't, cut yourself out of that loop, because obviously you're doing that too. And anybody who's listening is trying to figure out, well, how do I get to be, Bull City Speed, or how do I get to be Clapped Out, or how do I get to be 1320 Video? Or how do I get to be Brian Tooley Racing? Well, hello, it's bust your ass. Work at it, do the thing, do what you say you're going to do, show up, and make people successful instead of making yourself appear successful. And that's the formula. And good luck to you.
It's a wild world we live in.
Yeah, there's somebody told me a long time ago, like with the whole media thing, like as far as being a producer of content or trying to produce content, and I still don't think that I honestly feel like I'm drastically behind the power curve and a little late to the game with the whole starting the Bull City Speed, and then Logan and I collaborating on what we're doing, but the quality of the content that you put out there is subjective, but the quantity of the content that you put out there is not. Like, if you don't put it out there, even if you think it sucks, nobody's going to respond to it. So you got to put it out there. You got to make something. And that's kind of why we put our heads together on this. So like, hey, two people can make more videos in one location than just one person doing it. So we're going to struggle together through this. So we'll see how it works out.
That's the thing. Like, I'll never publicly give you credit except for this moment. So soak this up, Rye, and really get your sponges out, buddy.
Hang on, let me record this on my phone real quick.
Wait a
minute.
I actually
go ahead.
Is everybody good? We're all ready for stage?
Yep, we're ready.
Go.
Send it.
I'm recorded live, and you can play it back anytime you want.
There you go. When Rye had and I'm not trying to be a jerk, but Rye he put a video up, and there was not a lot of views, there weren't a lot of shares, there weren't a lot of likes. But I watched the video of Rye, and I was like, man, he's very well spoken, and he gets across, and he's not boring to watch. And then I reached out to Rye, and we started talking about collaborating with BTR. He had mentioned that he was good friends with John, and that was one of the first things that tipped me off that Rye wasn't a total D-bag, is that he literally said, hey, man, I'd like to collaborate with BTR, but John Bewley is one of my good friends, and I don't know if it would be stepping on his toes in his business if I worked with BTR. And right off the top, I said, man, I appreciate that. And I think I can look back at the messages, but they were really clean and concise. And he wasn't begging. He was just begging for free parts and like that. He just said, I can't do anything. I'm loyal to my friends. And then I think, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think you went to John and you said, hey, would you be cool with this? And I believe, John, you said that was fine.
Yeah. I asked John, I was like, this dude? Is this dude legit? What's going on here?
Yeah. And then when Rye came back to me and said, hey, look, I talked to John, and John said that he was totally comfortable with that. Right then I was like, okay, he's not, I mean, you get a lot in my position of marketing and advertising for a company like that, you get a lot of people that reach out that are just me, and they never consider what they're going to do for the company to reciprocate that relationship. And Rye was never like that. And then I started looking at his content and saying, man, and again, not trying to be mean, but I'm like, man, if he can just be a jackass on camera and not care, why can't I do that? Like, growing up, I was in improv clubs, and I was a fat kid growing up, so I had no friends. I had to be funny, and that was my life. Just being in the spotlight, being an attention whore. And it's, just like Rye, giant attention whore, being in the spotlight. And the only reason I started making clapped out videos was literally because I was like, man, if this dude isn't afraid to put himself in front of a camera and just act a fool, maybe everything he does isn't the correct, 100% way to do something. Making, man, what did you make out of vice grips? You made a two-player.
The bead roller.
Out of vice grips. Yeah, the bead roller. And stuff like that. And I was like, man, I don't even care. I'm going to put myself out there too. Let's just see what happens. And then I posted the first video. I was taking a dump one day, and I found a Grand Prix that I wanted to buy. And I yelled at my girlfriend, we're going to go buy a Grand Prix. And before we left the house, I'm like, I'm going to make a video about buying this Grand Prix for no reason. And it was just all downhill from there. I was like, cool. I can look like a moron on camera. It doesn't matter. Who's going to judge me that already doesn't judge me anyway? We might as well just take a run and try to be humorous on film. But I would never have done that. And I'm just being honest. I never would have made that jump, I don't think, if it wasn't for seeing how fluid and easy it was for Rye to do it on camera with Bull City Speed. So it was just fitting that when, and Clapped Out isn't huge. We got 2,000 likes on Facebook. I have 2,000 subscribers on YouTube. It's not big by any means, but it was fitting.
We got 309. Sorry, go ahead.
Well, you're fine. But I put my head together, or me and Ryan put our head together. It was just fitting that I told him, let's do this together. Why not? If it was my inspiration to do it, and I think that he's humorous and he comes across in a clean, concise manner, and he's easy to watch, why don't we just do this together? And it was kind of just a click, done. It's easy.
Hey, and don't forget that Ryan is good at being a funny guy, but he's also a very, very expert wasp remover.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll be honest. That was the worst. Man, dude. That car. There were spiders, wasps. I mean, it was terrible. It was infested. It sat in the dude's garage for months and months and months, just not being driven.
Yeah, we need you to bring the spray back to work, by the way. Mark has been up my ass about that.
Well, don't lose it next time. It was your fault.
And this is not spray in the conventional N2O sense. This
no.
Something much more insecticide-ish.
This was legitimately wasp spray.
So it's kind of funny because I think people just kind of, I guess we'll let it out here. Logan and I kind of talked about going back and forth, just taking these jabs at each other on Clapped Out, and making fake Ryan Human Resources or corporate accounts payable, sign everything that we do under the Clapped Out umbrella, just going back and forth. And then we decided let's make up a fake supervisor and pretend that we just work in this big office building. So anytime you guys hear us refer to Mark, there's nobody named Mark, but Mark is our boss. Yeah. So Mark wants to see you in his office or just dumb stuff. So we go back and forth.
We try to create this expansive world of just nonsense. It's just, that's all. My whole thing is just making it fun. And I think, Rye tries as hard as he can, but
Yeah, pretty much.
Mark's boss wants all of you in his office immediately.
Yeah. So Mark has the wasps are infested in Mark's office, and Logan took the wasp spray home. So I need him to bring it back, or we're all fired.
Yeah, we're gonna need you to come in on Sunday.
Yeah, exactly.
Get your TPS reports.
But if you guys want to follow along, if you like my videos, if you like Logan's videos, they're all going to be kind of falling under the Clapped Out umbrella in the future. And then it's just we got some pretty funny ideas. It's just, the goal is entertain, educate, or just make you laugh or something like that. Whatever we can do. We're not extremely professionals or subject matter experts in any area of automotive, but we like cars and we like doing dumb stuff with them and having fun. And that's really all this whole thing is about. And we're just trying to solidify a place in the industry for us to do that and continue to be able to
get free parts.
Yeah. Get free parts. You get paid to do it, whatever.
Wait, hold on a second. You guys don't know about cars?
Here's the deal.
A wise man once told me.
Rye, not so much.
Somebody just told me one day, hey, fake it till you make it, and it's worked so far. So,
yeah, that was the first episode.
I think the other thing is we're really in the gray area. There's so many people that are I'm the best at this, or man, I can't do that at all. And I think we do a good job of finding this gray area where we make stuff work, and we represent a huge bulk majority of the people out there that are wrenching on their own stuff and trying to find their way one way or another. And I think that comes through because, I mean, if you watch I get comments all the time, why would you use this to do that? Or why would you do this to do this? And and the reason is I'm just a gray area mechanic. I'm not a professional by any means.
Why wouldn't you check push rods the right way?
Yeah. Why would you?
I hate you. If I had a drinking game right now, that's exactly what it would be for.
Why would you change the lifters when you put a cam in your truck? Because I didn't want to. Like,
I think that was an exact quote from me to you.
Yeah, because it's got 270,000 miles on it, and I like the party. It was a gamble.
Yeah, man. But I think it'll be cool. I like it. I think releasing as much nonsensical content that's still, I think one of the biggest things too. And I get comments from people that I grew up with or people that aren't into cars that are like, man, I don't know anything about cars, but it's still fun to watch your content. And that means a lot too, because you reach trying to break into different people's minds and enlighten people to our industry. I think is a cool deal altogether.
We just
okay, so whoever it is that told you to change the roller lifters in a fucking LS engine, they're a retarded idiot, and you should have just bitch slapped them anyway.
Well, Chad.
Welcome, Chad Reynolds from BangShit.com.
Yeah. I mean, come on, dude. Who does that? Seriously, until you're buying race parts, who does that?
Chad, in their defense,
people who work on LSs.
It had 265,000 miles on the motor, and it completely flat spotted the entire lifter, like halfway through the roller.
It wore the roller all the way through to the axle.
That was a failure that was an anomaly, not just because it had that many miles. The last Big Bang motor had 247,000 miles on the 6-liter. It was out of my Suburban, and it used the stock lifters on a comp cam in order to make 1,472 horsepower. So I'm
sure there was no other variables there that could have caused the failure in your car ride.
No, maybe 7,000 RPM shift limit, or the fact that the lifter trick. No, there's no lose oil that time. Well, it was used after I put it. It's technically used once you put it in the motor, ain't it?
Yeah, exactly. Every engine on Earth is running on used oil the moment you fire it up.
It was the lifter tray is what I found cracked, and I think it just spun. But
yeah, that's a common problem.
See, there you go. Yeah, so it was the plastic part's fault.
Yep.
Yeah, we'll go with that.
See?
But
I'm helping you out here, brother. I'm helping you out.
It's fixed now. We're good. It's back 270,000 miles. The odometer is going to keep on rolling. And if you're asking, yeah, I did go in the motor and pull all the needle bearings out. I didn't. They're still in there.
Just put a fine mesh screen over where the oil pickup is. It'll stop them all.
I pulled.
Yeah.
Does anybody know how many needle bearings are in a lifter? Because I found 4.
A lot of them.
4, right?
All you have to do is put a giant magnet in the pan, and it'll be fine.
Magnetic drain plug. Send it.
Oh, yeah, the drain plug had
that'll
3
work
on them. The drain plug had 3 on it. But
pull it out like a centipede, all trailed together.
So if you found 4 and there were 3 on the drain plug, then clearly there's 7 in one of the lifters. I mean, come on. I think you have your answer there, dude.
The crazy part is, like, one of them jumped up into the lifter valley. Like, it was laying in the valley. So it was turning some RPM when it came apart, but it's good.
How did
now.
the lobe look on the camshaft that you pulled out? I never saw a picture of the cam. Was there any lobe left?
There was. It's barely. I'll send you a picture later, dude. It barely wore a groove in it. If it was like I said, if this was like
run it.
If we were at the track,
I know that Brian Tooley is cringing right now, but you did just put a new lifter in it and run it, didn't you? Please tell me.
No, I put a whole new cam in it. New cam and lifters.
Here's the deal. We sent him a complete. I'm gonna just put you on blast, right? I sent him a complete truck cam kit. This is after this blossoming relationship started, right? I said, Rye, we love what you're doing at BTR. We want you to represent the company. I'm going to send you a truck cam kit. I'm going to send you new lifters. I want you to do a build series. And then, like, he gets the part, And he shoots me a text. He's like, I don't really feel like pulling the heads. I'm just going to throw the cam in there. And I'm like, oh my God, here we go.
No, your exact words were, do what you want to do, buddy. It's your build.
I'm going to send you. Yeah, that's exactly. Here. Come on, man.
Well,
and then 2 months later, he sends me a video of just knocking its brains out.
Sounds perfect.
Yeah, sounds good.
You're like, well, what'd you do? And I was like, I turned the radio up.
Yeah, that's exactly.
I don't know.
Was that the wrong answer, apparently? I guess.
But it didn't fix the problem.
No, it definitely didn't. But it's back up and running, and it's going to tow the car to drag week. So.
Maybe pull the drain plug one more time.
Jared Kokenauer just said something about a tug of war, a Corvette tug of war at LS Fest.
What I heard.
What in the world?
Jared and Garrett are going crazy.
They're planning on hitching up and literally doing, I don't know, what do the semi guys call, or the truck guys call it? They just hitch up and try to drag each other. I don't know what it's called. I guess it is just tug of war.
Yeah,
John, you would know. You got a big old Cummins.
They just call it hooking. They're going to hook.
It's a different kind of hooking than I'm used to.
That sounds like a really bad idea.
But it's perfect.
This is how good ideas start.
Yeah, good point. Yeah, that just sounds like a really bad idea because clutch. I have a feeling there will be several.
Chad Reynolds, I'm disappointed in you. Of anybody who would be for an idea like that, I would expect it to be 110% you.
Yeah, that is bank shift.
You know what that is about?
Quality.
No, you know what tug of wars are? Regardless of what the vehicle is doing it, every one of them turns into a burnout contest. And I say, cut out the middleman and let's just do fucking burnouts. I don't get it. I mean, because that's what it is. Like, at some point, at least one breaks traction and sits there and spins the tires. And if you're dumb enough to hold it in the dirt, then there's nothing but dust flying around. So that's boring. If you hold it anywhere else, then it results in a burnout from at least one, if not both of the vehicles. But we could just have backed them up tailgate to tailgate and had them do burnouts. It would have been the same thing.
The two fastest 6-speed Corvette owners in the world right now just said that you're dead to them.
Yeah, it's over. You're done. It's
you know what? Hey, when they go get their members only jacket and their gold chain back from the cleaners, then they'll feel better again, and it won't matter. So.
Wait. What cleaners is cleaning gold chains? Because I need to find this place because I didn't realize they did jewelry cleaning.
It's the jewelry store next to the dry cleaner where the members only jacket is getting dry cleaned.
Yeah, all those gold chains that turn your neck green.
Yes, exactly. Hey, when my buddy Crosby went and bought a Corvette, a C3 to build, immediately one of our friends, Jay, found a members-only jacket in his size, in maroon, with the Corvette emblem embroidered on it, like total old, sitting used for $5 on eBay, and picked it up and immediately brought it over to him. It was epic in every way, and
that sounds like somebody I would love to party with.
Oh yeah, it's great. Yeah, Jay's good people, and it's Crosby. So Scott knows Crosby, so Crosby will be wearing it the first time he drives his car. He has promised us.
He's hilarious.
Oh yeah.
We did the ZR1 museum delivery when Brian picked up the ZR1. So he did the whole museum delivery package.
Yep.
And we went down there, and afterwards they take you into this secret room. You walk through these halls, and you get into this room, and it's like right next to the break room where all the employees hang out. So it's not really that clutch. It doesn't feel awesome and cush by any means. But you get in there, and it's just a wall of Corvette specific apparel, like shoes, socks, and I tried like hell to get him to buy the entire ensemble, and he was not having it. They have pants, and shirts, and shoes, and gloves, and all sorts of stuff.
And he wouldn't do it?
Please evacuate the building. Corvette insults are flying. Run away now.
I just want a denim jacket with a Corvette symbol on the back.
And some fresh white New Balances.
I mean, if they're comfortable, they're comfortable.
I'm kind of picturing those black fake leather jackets from the 80s that said Corvette or Firebird down the side. We could get one for Jared that says Corvette, and then get one for Garrett that says Corvette on it. I think that'd be awesome.
With the car. Listen, I remember that. It had the Corvette emblem, and like the outside edge of it was like the metallic silver thread, so it shined and glittered in the light. That'd be perfect.
Exactly. That'd be awesome.
That'd be perfect. Sort of Corvette. Oh, man. Ouch.
Hey, how far away from Bowling Green are you guys? I mean, how far is the drive to have gone and picked up the Corvette?
Hour and 15 minutes.
We're in Bardstown. Yeah, so we're not bad at all. It's hour and
Chad
15,
doesn't know where
hour and a half
Bardstown
at most.
Yeah, so you guys actually save money then going there and picking it up over the destination charge they normally charge you to get it to you at the dealer. So that's
I don't know, because you had to pay extra to go to the museum. I'm not sure of the stipulations there, but it wasn't.
When did they start charging extra? It's always been a free walk up, get it, and it gets rid of the destination charge on your Corvette.
Because it was like an experience package. Like they walk you, they do this whole like.
Yeah, okay. Well, you can do museum delivery without the package. Yeah, you can just show up.
We're about that Corvette life. We really wanted to do it. We wanted to just get our fingers in there, really enjoy the whole kit and caboodle.
Yeah, that's awesome. Did you at least get him to wear a gold chain or something? I mean, like, come on,
man. Brian is like the most non-flashy dude in the world. So for him to even shoot the GR1 up, I was like, man, that's But
that's true too.
I mean, he's literally the most non-flashy guy you've ever met.
But I will tell you, like, most people know Brian to be, real mellow and serious when he needs to be serious, and like obviously the dude when it comes to LS parts specifications. But if you get that guy going, he's pretty damn funny.
Oh, he's a riot. Well, one part I left out about me getting hired was the cocktail hour at Colton Steakhouse, and that was like we all sat down and we had a couple drinks and just relaxed. And he's like that. Once you get rolling, it's hard to get off, man. It's always a good time when he gets rolling.
Oh yeah.
Awkward drink time.
Yeah, all I can say about that is Tiki Bob's.
I've been drinking the whole time. We have to pause the drink.
The reason that there was awkward silence is because I was taking a drink.
Logan originally told me he only had like 20 or 30 minutes. I don't know. Are there kids like sitting out in a hot car somewhere in a parking lot or something, Logan? There's nothing like that going on.
My cats. One's at the door. The other's on her little thing. And I got a hoagie waiting for me, but that's about it.
Okay, ride number 2 at 63 minutes. Oh, my bad. Sorry.
Are you guys doing a tiered thing, or is there multiple cat mentions that go into this?
63 minutes. Number 3.
Yeah, I think we're off on the over on the cat mentions, but I think we're close.
I've been refraining. I've been refraining from cat talk. But if you want me to talk about my cats, I'll talk about my cats. Especially if it's a cat you have to drink.
But not once has he mentioned Walter.
Yeah.
Well, Walter, where's he at, man? Where's he at? He pissed all over the kitchen.
You have a cat named Walter?
Yeah, he's probably somewhere.
All my cats are named after Big Lebowski characters. I got Walter Sobchak, I got Theodore Donald Kirivatos, and I got Maud Lebowski.
Okay. A, you have too many cats, but B, that's awesome.
Yeah, absolutely. And to be fair, I didn't even go for the third cat. She crawled into an engine bay in the parking lot, and I had to save her.
All your cats are somewhere right now wishing they had thumbs so they can have a knife.
Let me ask this one question that has nothing to do with fuel injection. Why is it that a guy has 3 dogs and nobody thinks it's weird? The guy has 3 cats. You're like, what the hell are you doing?
Raising 3 fine felines. That's what I'm doing.
Because 3 dogs is normal.
Right?
That's why.
Who said that?
I think the people with the dogs are the crazy ones. You got to walk it all the time. You got to worry about it all the time. You can't take long trips without somebody watching over it. With a cat, you just throw some food in the corner and a bowl of water.
Yeah, unless the cat has diabetes.
But you can't throw the
here we go.
Man.
Yes,
Okay.
okay.
There's the bonus right
I'm
there.
looking over here at my 80-pound Weimaraner, and I can't remember the last time he pissed in the toaster, though. So.
Yeah.
Man,
There's definitely more to the story.
I'm saying he's got a fucked up name, and he ain't ever pissed in the toaster, man.
Scott Clark gets a bonus points for being the one that talked about pissing in the toaster.
What?
Man, I'm telling you right now.
I want to see a dog piss in a toaster though, because I have a feeling that'd be a shocking experience.
Walter turned that video camera off.
No. The shocking experience is when you go to make your sandwich.
Right.
Look, let me fill some people in here, because a lot of people listening that don't know what I've been through. But I'm going to tell you something. I'm open up to you guys right now. I'm going to put my heart on my sleeve. All right? I come home one day. I had a rough day at work, real busy. A lot of orders going in, a lot of stuff coming out, a lot of stuff going on. I walk into my kitchen, grab my bread, I grab my fresh Cajun turkey, my Land O'Lakes white American cheese, I slap it on a counter, and I start to prep me a sandwich. I got a 4-tier toaster. I'm going to make a sandwich for me, a sandwich for my girl. We're going to have sandwich night.
Oh, no.
Pop goes the toaster, lay the toast on a paper plate, because I don't want to wash plates. That's weird. And I just start slathering some mayonnaise on it, make my sandwich. I look at the toaster, there's a little sheen on the side of my toaster. I said, what could that be? So I look over the top of the toaster, and I realize that there's a pool of cat piss in the bottom of my toaster. So my cat had climbed up on top of my toaster and pissed into the toaster. That's not it. It gets worse. I promise you it gets worse. So I yell out to my girlfriend, and I say,
But wait,
Jasmine,
there's more.
Don't eat the sandwich!
Oh, no.
I tell Jasmine about the cat situation, and she goes, oh no. I said, what? She goes, look, I've been smelling cat piss right by the toaster for weeks. Which means I've been eating cat piss toast for weeks.
Dude, that's like not even funny.
I've been eating cat piss for what could be months. I've been eating cat
Why do you
piss
want cats? This is why
You
for
just
dogs
can't
is
make this
fine.
up.
That's just a special case. I
struggle.
have dogs that do just as bad shit.
Yeah, but Scott's over here like, man, you just throw some food in a bowl, you throw the box in the corner. I'm like, but you don't throw the bread in the toaster. Ugh.
I'm telling you. It was
God.
a bad situation, man. But you know what? They're my cats. Where are we at in the cat mentions? You guys still got a whole fantasy cat league going?
Jesus.
No, we got to go back.
Really fell off his chair 5 minutes
We're gonna have
ago.
to count.
We'll have to review the tape.
Yeah.
Yeah, Julie had to have fallen over for that.
Oh
I think
God.
6 or 7 was the over/under on the cat.
Yeah,
mentions.
I think we were
We're
somewhere in
well
Julie
past
there.
was
that.
like the first person I called. I mean,
No,
he's the
there
first
was-
person I called when the cat piss situation happened.
There was a
I thought
diabetes.
he'd have sympathy.
There was a diabetes kicker. Remember?
Wait a
Yeah,
second.
there was.
Did you just say that you called Bewley first and thought he would be sympathetic?
Yeah, that the hilarity of that statement in and of itself is.
Nah,
I know.
Bewley's like an everlasting gobstopper. You just got to suck on him long enough to change his colors. You know what I mean?
Hey, whoa! That is just so wrong.
And thanks for coming on.
And
the,
on that note, ladies and
content
gentlemen,
button
we'll see you
changed
next
there.
week.
Yeah. I'm just
Oh
enjoying
my God!
this train is off the rails.
Damn, it's been.
So yeah,
it's
I really
been
enjoy
off the
my
rails.
position in the industry, and I love. Thanks for having me on. You guys have a blessed day.
Thanks, brother.
We'll see you somewhere, somewhen.
I'm gonna come to work tomorrow, and all my stuff's gonna be sitting outside the door in boxes.
Tooley's gonna be like, I heard you on that podcast last night.
Hey, Logan, before we let you go, could you tell us?
That's a bad idea.
Hey, Logan, before we let you go, could you tell us what it means to make a promise and keep it to a friend?
Man,
Yeah.
yes, I will. Tom, don't, man.
Come on, man.
We're never going to be back like we were ever. You think the cat piss in the toaster was bad? Wait, my turn is coming.
No. Please don't piss in my toaster, dude. No.
Walter and I have been talking. We got it taken care of.
Yeah. Okay. So that's why I pissed on my kitchen floor today. It's like a piss frenzy.
Yeah.
Look, I'm sorry about our situation, Tom. I mean that. I apologize. If I could make it right, I would. But clearly, I can't. But let me get an opinion. Rye made a deal with Rye, and Rye said, "I'll send you these rockers, but you have to wear a Bull City Speed shirt in your next video." Exactly what he said. So I posted a video with me in a Bull City Speed shirt. I kept my promise. I mean, I feel like I don't know what you're getting at there, bud, but I feel like I kept my promise all the way through.
It was supposed to be in the next clapped out video. I wish we had it running through here. So I made some modifications to a Bull City Speed shirt.
He cut me a sorority belly shirt. Is what he did.
Yeah, maybe. And the deal was he was going to wear it.
Tasseled.
He just
a tasseled sorority shirt.
He broke a promise.
Nice.
Unbelievable.
Look, I don't have the midriff for that.
Right, I feel your pain, buddy.
Thank you.
Tom, it's a mustache. It'll grow back, man.
Right, I got to work with this man every day.
I'm coming to Kentucky, and me and Tom are going to go out for lunch.
Mess with the mustache.
Thank you, sir.
We're going to have to hear about this after hours here.
It's not work if you just harassing him the whole time.
If you messed with the mustache, dude, that guy makes Tom Selleck look like a girl.
No, here's the deal. I formed an entire Cam Kid giveaway based around his mustache, and I had the mustache, and in a moment of weakness, I shaved the mustache, and Tom is upset with me for it. But when Tom came on board and we became this big happy BTR family, I told him, man, I'd love to be like you. I really look up to you. I admire you as a person. You're the kind of guy that really sets an example for everybody else in this company. You're a superhero. And Tom was like, you look stupid without a mustache. So I grew a mustache. But here's the deal. I don't know how, I'm going to be honest, I'm not a facial hair guy. My dad's got a full beard, but I don't know how people eat with facial hair, man. I didn't know if it was sauce on what was on my face. It was terrible. It was awkward. And I was chewing on my own hair during the day. Cat piss was stuck in my mustache.
Cat's been sleeping on my face at night.
I couldn't pull it off, man. I didn't have the dedication. And
no, that's not true.
I'm comfortable admitting that.
Jasmine encouraged you to keep it. She loved it.
That's true. That's true. That's
you
true.
let us all down.
A moment of weakness. I can't win them all, man. But hey, I'm still happy that you're here and you're with us. And man, it's just so great to have you.
Whatever.
Part of the team, bud.
Whatever. There's a reason I don't work in your section of the building.
It's probably the smell.
That is true.
No, the cats don't pee on everything else, just the toaster. That's the only place they pee. This is what I'm talking about.
We love you, buddy.
God.
Hey, I'll tell you what. I'm a glutton for punishment, and I appreciate. I get more crap from Rye and John and Tom, but if it was anybody else, I might try a little bit more than I normally do. And I'm totally fine with being the punching bag. I've settled into this role very comfortably.
Nice. Well, thank you, Logan, for joining us tonight. You certainly provided for an entertaining evening.
Yeah, well.
Next week, I think we'll be talking about Drag Week a little bit. Stick around, you guys. We'll talk for a couple more minutes, and I'll wrap this stuff up here. But anyway, so check out RealTuners.com on September 1st, which is just a couple days away. We're going to open up new dates. But I can tell you that mid-November, KSR Performance, we're doing a Saturday-Sunday date there on whatever, 17th and 18th. That's going to be the advanced class. I think we're going to use a Holly car, but it's going to be advanced standalone tuning for drag races. The first one of those, and I'm going to do maybe 4 or 5 of those next year. But we'll be breaking it in at taking it out for test passes at Kevin's shop at KSR Performance. Let's see, December 1st and 2nd, also in Florida, we're going to be in Palm Bay at Trick Pro Motorsports, TJ Shantz's shop. Bryce Kumis works there. GM Gen 3 and Gen 4 on HP Tuners. James is going to be teaching that class, but I'll be down there with him. So that's all we got. You guys have a good night. Everybody take care. Thanks for everybody tuning in, and we will see you next week.